Good evening, world. Welcome to a new episode of our Janeau show. It's been a minute. I think 2 weeks since I've done one of these. But a lot on my mind. I wanted to do a show today called. Topic of the show I wanted to make it was, does right and wrong mean the same anymore? That's an interesting conversation to have. I think what's been going on in the world for a while, I think people are starting to now, you got people that think rationally, and you got people that think to influence their own bias or their own mindset, and it could get bad for anybody if you just doing what you want to do because you want to do it. If you don't have the right intentions in mind, then it could get bad. But right and wrong is starting to get miscued a little bit more and more as we grow in this world. The reason why I say it's getting miscued is because we think right and wrong are, it's right and wrong is choices that we make in this world. There's right and wrong choices. You know the wrong choices. You know the right choices. You know the situations that you're getting put in is either going to be right for that moment and maybe wrong down the course of history, or maybe it's wrong in that moment. It might be, the benefit of the good later on in history. And that's the problem. We don't know which is which anymore. We don't know what it is. We rather just call a spade and an ace, and we just don't give a fuck, and we don't care, and we just leave it alone. Which brings me to my mindset of now. I don't think anybody is a good or a bad person. I think we're all human beings. I think we all move off of emotion. I think nobody has ever said, I don't move off of emotion. It's kind of, you're lying to yourself if you don't move off of emotion. The first thing you do when you hear some fucked up news is move off of emotion. You're mentally already there. Some people could calm down right in the middle of that and start thinking rational. But some people lose it and can never come back from that. And that's when they go completely off the deep end. And that's when right and wrong could turn that situation that you were placed in a court of public opinion. Now you're seen as a bad person or a good person, depending on how you react towards it. But the problem with this is sometimes we let opinions of others and a court of public opinion of others miscue who the fuck we are as people. Over and over again. Over and over again. So that's why I say, does right and wrong mean the same? I don't think right and wrong mean the same anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. There's right and there's wrong, and clearly we know what's wrong and we know what's right. I would hope. But when we start to let the laws and people and situations start to take you the fuck out of your character, or maybe even take you out of the right mindset, your right and wrong will be clouded. There's nothing you can do about it. Except the fact that, yes, I might have did that. It was a wrong thing to do, or at that time. But it was no other way for me to react other than this. I think good and bad people, you can't tell me there's a good and there's a bad in people. There's nobody that's a good person. There's nobody that's a bad person. You're human beings. Everybody wakes up and have a really fucked up day. Some people wake up, have a really fucked up day. Some people wake up happy as hell. Some people are in the middle. I'm one of those in the middle people. I don't always have great days. I don't always have bad days. I have days. I have moments in my day where I'm super happy and want to be, super lovey-dovey and all that shit. And then some days I'm just like, in that same day I could just be like, man, fuck everybody, and I don't care who that is. Everybody, just everybody, fuck them. I don't care. And it's not because I didn't get my way or nothing like that. It's just, I'd rather be by myself, and I understand that. It's a curse of kind of being an introvert. You never want to be around too many people. But the curse of being an introvert is also seeing a lot of shit and knowing how you want shit done. And I feel like the good and the bad are starting to fuck with right and wrong. Because people want to be good, and then you throw them into they're bad people. They're not bad. Nobody's good. We're all people. And at the end of the day, if you continue to think that there's good and there's bad people, you're losing your fucking mind. Everybody's a human being. Everybody has a flip side to themselves. You don't, I think something's fucking wrong with you. If you just always in a shitty mood, something's wrong with you. You need to go get checked. If you're always too damn nice and too generous, I don't trust you. Something's wrong. I think you kill people. That's just me being honest. Can't be that goddamn generous and that damn nice. Something's up. You got bodies in a freezer somewhere. I just think that. Sorry. I don't give a fuck, really, to be honest with you. And that sorry really wasn't anything. But I feel like if you are going to move in a way, I will hope and pray it's more right and wrong, and not trying to just be the good person that everybody wants you to be, or the person that everybody thinks you should be. Nobody is a bad person. Nobody is a good person. But what you decide to do in that good and bad, in that moment of right and wrong, will determine if people feel that you are a good person or a bad person. Does right and wrong mean the same? To some, yes. To others, that question is being asked every day. I think everybody agree murder is wrong. Somebody take your life away from you, it's pretty obvious that's wrong. But when you try to find reasons to not say it's wrong, and now you're protecting people because of the law, in my book, that made you a bad person for that moment, or even that day, or even that time. Because if somebody was to go in and kill your people, your family, your sister, your mom, your girlfriend, your daughter, for no apparent reason, you would say that person's a fucked up individual, and I want him under the jail. Does right and wrong mean the same? To some, yes. To others, this is going to be a reality for the next couple of months. Because right and wrong is exactly what this world's about to be asking themselves. Does right and wrong mean the same? It's up to the people that you run behind to tell you that. Because me, I move by myself, and I move in a pattern. I move by myself. I don't trust anybody that I don't fully fucking know. Now, this is the Janeau Show podcast. Now, I'm creating another podcast, which I'm going to be doing probably tomorrow, or maybe after this show. I wanted to do this one kind of the way I wanted to do the new podcast, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do the new podcast. I don't think I'm going to do what I'm going to do on a new podcast on this show. So I'm going to just create a new one. I'm going to continue to try to do this, and I'm going to try to do the new podcast as much as I can. But that's going to be for music and sports and whatever I want to talk about on there. But this podcast is just for me to vent and to maybe even get some current events and maybe talk about how I feel about certain things. I only got 15 minutes to do this, so hopefully that. But that podcast is going to be brand new. True sports and music. I just came up with that topic just right now. So congratulations. If you listen to this podcast, you just heard a new topic. You just heard a new podcast show. Yeah. So, like I said, love this show, man. Hit me up. Talk about it. It will be on YouTube right after this. Goes automatically to YouTube. So, yeah. And like I said, man, that's the question of the day, man. Does right and wrong still mean the same to you? Or does it still mean the same, period? And I'll see you guys probably in a couple of minutes. Love you, and appreciate the love, and talk to you soon.